Show me what you have to show. Won't you come and say if you know the way to blue? Have you seen the land living by the breeze? Can you understand a life among the trees? Tell me all
It's actually
that
starting to
you
slacken, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's dropping off.
Yeah.
show what you have to show. Tell us all today if you know the way.
Well, that's it. The day has arrived. It's a gorgeous day. It's warm. It's going to be not over sunny, and there's no wind. We couldn't have asked for better. Daryl, the pilot, has spun our boat round. He's going back to spin David's boat around. So the river is just still coming up, but it's just coming up to the slack. So we're using it to turn the back of the boat around. The pilot's going to come on our boat, and David and Mike are going to follow on theirs, and we're all in contact with walkie-talkies. So, it's exciting. I can't believe we actually got this far. Daryl prefers to spin the boats himself because there's a lot of very expensive boats on these pontoons, and he's obviously not sure how good any of us are at driving, so if he does this bit, it's less likely of any damage occurring. Fair enough. Right, bringing it in so that Henry can jump off and David can jump on, and then they'll bring it down and breast up here, and then we'll go off. Daryl is very calm on the tiller arm. It's nice to be with someone so calm and reassuring when you're going out to sea. So this gives you an idea of where we have to travel. So down here is Wiz Beach, and we'll come down here and out to sea. And then all of this around here is sandbanks and mud. And further to that, where these red writing is a danger area, and that's because it's military training ground there, so you have to avoid all of that. We are going to be going in over here, so we've got to go from there to there, and to do that we have to go out of here between the buoys, and we have to go right up to there, and then we shall be sitting on some sand around there somewhere. And then we'll be coming back in up there, avoiding coming in up there, which would be an easy mistake to make. We've got to go in there up to Boston. And that's why you need a pilot. Oh, looks like David will be going straight on, so I guess we'll follow him down. And we're off. This first part isn't going to be so interesting. We're just continuing down the canalised River Nene, and we have to go through a swing bridge at some point. So I'll do some more filming if I see anything interesting, and when we get down to the sea. Well, here we go into the estuary mouth, going between those two buoys up ahead. The weather is horrible now, which is such a shame. And we've got Daryl, our pilot, under an umbrella, and Henry getting soaked. Two boats coming along behind. If you can see them. There we go, down there. Hopefully we won't have this weather all day. But at least it's not windy and it's not cold. Ooh, it's getting very big out here. And over there are seals. Loads of them. Let's see if I can look at that. Okay, back again. I've been steering the boat between these buoys. You have to be really careful about not going aground. One of our party is going all over the place, which is worrying the pilot, so we've just had to radio him. Not David, I hasten to add. It's a bit strange because it feels like the wind is blowing you one way, it's actually blowing you the other. And keeping the line is tricky. And it's just water everywhere, little island over there. It's very weird experience, and we're wallowing. But all's well with the pilot on board. What a weird thing to do with a narrowboat. Really, what a weird thing. Still, here we are. All the boats in line now, obeying instruction. Having problems seeing the buoys at the moment because of the poor visibility. So as long as we avoid that ship. We got at the moment is we've got nothing to steer towards because visibility is so poor. The weather sort of has deteriorated, so Daryl is driving, and if it gets any worse he's going to have to get his GPS out. At the moment he's sort of going into the direction of the waves that we've been following. He obviously knows what he's doing. Hopefully this will clear at some point. And just to give you an idea of how it looked to us as we all wear glasses, this was taken on my GoPro. Figuring out where we are. Mike seems to be cutting us up on the inside. I'm not sure why. The boat's wallowing a bit. You can see from how the plants are moving, which is a strange feeling. The visibility is awful out there. It's always tricky when there's somebody who's following his own furrow, as it were. He's not supposed to be in front, he's supposed to be following us. Well, we're really wallowing now. I'm on the third raincoat, none of which are rainproof. It's always the way, eh? Front of the boat's actually flooding into waves at the moment, which is a slightly weird feeling, slightly seasicky feeling. Oh God! But we know where we're going now. We can see a buoy up ahead, just about. I have to say, I am feeling a tiny bit queasy, but visibility has improved a tiny bit and we can see the buoys again. That was a little bit worrying for a moment. I mean, obviously the pilot knows what he's doing, but the boat behind us, Mike, went veering off. He must have gone downstairs to do something, so we have to keep an eye on him, keep radioing him. So it's a bit like herding kittens, but we're all right now. That's a welcome sight. There's some trees ahead. We've got about an hour and we're going to beach and we can have something to eat. Sandbanks to the left and right over there on the horizon. Let's see if I can go in a bit. You can't see very well, but there's a whole line of trees all the way along there. You can see them there. And we're sort of going, Boston is sort of over there somewhere. But we're going to beach first. We're all dying to dry out and have something to eat.
Maybe got the road on the Avon or somewhere.
Really?
Hopefully it's going to drop a little bit more and we'll, once we get on it, will hold us on. Can't guarantee it.
Here comes David onto the sand. Watch your paintwork. And all of a sudden, boom, stop, dead stop.
Just leave it ahead for a minute.
That's it.
Yeah, just leave it slow ahead just for a minute.
Sunshine! Gonna have a quick something to eat and then I'm going to go for a swim and a little walk on the sand.
Quite easy to float, isn't it?
Can you see all the little seal heads bobbing up and down? They're like periscopes looking at us. Just been in swimming with them.
Shut the light out.
Well, you can always hang on if you're doing it just with your.
And then an hour or so later, the sand has disappeared. It's just under those ripples.
You're all happier. A bit happier.
There's a whole line of seals along there, their heads and their tails above the water. Daryl says they look like kippers under the grill.
Right over there is also a wreck.
Oh, Wow. Being slowly eaten by the sand.
I guess these guys are back on board, just waiting for. I think that's a bag of cockles on there, isn't it? On the back.
Ah.
Yeah, they've got a bag of cockles on there. In the wheelhouse watching.
So here is where it would get tricky if you didn't know. To the left it looks like the main channel that we should go up, but that's the River Welland, I think. So we don't go up there. And we have to steer a course straight ahead, and the mouth is very hidden. And that'll take us into the channel that'll take us up to Boston. If you were by yourself and you didn't have the charts and you didn't know, you would totally miss it. So lovely to have a nice evening now after the weather earlier on. It lightens everything up. So, Daryl tells me, over there, if you can see an obelisk, that's the Americans that put that there, because that was the spot that the Pilgrim Fathers left to go to America. That is the tallest thing for many a mile. Probably the tallest thing before we get to Lincoln. And we float into Boston on the thickest carpet of duckweed you've ever seen. So that's it for now. We're all exhausted and buzzing. And I'll say have a good week, everyone. See you on the next video. Bye for now. Oh, and thanks to Daryl for his calm, reassuring presence today. Thanks, Daryl. Bye.
Won't you come and say if you know the way to